Here. I'm here with Michele Landers for our very first monthly forecast. So you can see I'm still celebrating the incoming of 2021 from last night. Michele, thank you for being here.
My pleasure, Ruth. Thank you so much for having me. And this is exciting, right? And Happy New Year to you. And I happen to love the fireworks behind you. And fireworks are pretty appropriate for this coming year, for sure.
So I have to tell you, Michele, this morning when I got up, let the dogs out, Jetty, our youngest, came in smelling of skunk. And I just started laughing because I thought, oh man, is this an omen for, I'm thinking there's going to be all this shift and all of this change. And then he comes in smelling of skunk. So I did look it up as a spirit meaning, you're right, spirit animal meaning. And the meaning was to stand in your truth, in your authenticity for who you are, and not being afraid to let people see who you are. And then also knowing that you can defend yourself without being aggressive or mean, just hold your ground. So that's what I've gotten this morning so far for January.
Wow, that's huge. But let me ask you something. What was it that you looked up? Did you look up about your dog and being covered with a skunk scent, or what did you look up?
I looked up skunk spirit animal.
Wow.
Yep.
That is so cool. And it's pretty appropriate because that was unexpected this morning, correct?
Oh, absolutely unexpected. The other thing I saw this morning in a tree off of our yard, there was a massive hawk. And hawk spirit meaning is it's sort of the defining line between the ethereal realm and the physical realm. It's kind of that gateway, so I'll take it.
Okay. You have no idea how on target you are. I think you should do the rest of the program here. That's really bizarre, and I'll tell you why. Number one, what you were talking about, what you looked it up, and how, the description of that and standing in your power, and it's all about change. And the hawk, okay, guess what? For the United States, for the year, by the way, we're in a 7-year, which is all spirit. But this month is an 8-month, which is all about material. So it's about balancing the two. So that was really a stroke of divine inspiration. So briefly, what I'll talk about is just the world energy for a moment, because we did talk about it the other night with Maya, and it was great fun, and we'd like to do it again. So the world energy is the number 5, and we get that by adding, 2021 together. That's 2, 4, and 1 is 5. And that represents change in the world. So we're going to be experiencing a lot of changes. Weather can be intense. We're going through a large-scale period of transformation. People are speaking out. That's some of the things we talked about the other night. Let me just get some of my notes up here because I was furiously scribbling them this morning.
So what Michele's talking about the other night, she and Maya White got on Enlightened World Network, and they did a show on 2020 to 2021 and what that is going to look like. So you could find that if you wanted by going to YouTube at Enlightened World Network and looking at Michele Landers. She's got her own playlist and her show is right in there. So if you want to watch that.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we talked a lot about that and the changes that we could expect and the vibration of the United States as well. Talk about changes. My computer is kind of sitting back and saying, no, I'm not going to do it your way this morning. Okay. All right. I'll have to work with that energy. On the other hand, the United States is in the very, very spiritual number 7 this year. So, fasten your seatbelts because it's going to be quite an interesting year. And so, because of the 7 vibration, well, what did I want to talk about first? No, let me talk about that. The 7 vibration. The 7 vibration is incredibly spiritual, but we're in an 8-month. For January, we're in an 8-month. Okay, so for the USA, the focus this month is on material aspects and power, and all of that can be in conflict with the year energy of the number 7. So this month, what we're going to be seeing, it's definitely a month of karma, and we might witness some karmic actions taking place. But overall, the big rewards of the number 7 have nothing to do with material aspects. It's all about turning into our inner guidance and guidance from the divine. So what does that mean for us for this month? Because every month, obviously, the year vibration comes up against the month vibration. The month vibration for the United States is different than the month vibration for the world, as it is for all different countries. And so you have all of these energies working. I know the numerology chart for the United States because I know the birth date of the United States and I know the name of the United States, so I can create a complete chart. For the world, I'm going by the year energy only, because that's the easiest way for me to do it. So the 8-month, the number 8 for the United States is about structure. It's about power. It's even about politics. It's about very careful and meticulous planning we need this month. And of course, it's about money as well. So all of those things are in the forefront of the 8 energy for the month. But what we have to consider is if we want to work with the 7 energy, it's about being very meticulous about what we do and how we do it this month. It takes a lot of planning. We have to be aware that there is a need to embrace new truths about how we earn a living. And again, fitting in with the 7 vibration, it's about thinking deeply about what it is do you want to change? Do you want to make changes in how you make money? And that's how you work with the 7 energy and the 8 energy. It's also this month about being self-reliant, being confident, and those are the keys to working with those energies to be successful. It's the time for us to go deep, as I said, and think about, again, maybe you have some new money-making ideas. This is a great month to think about that and maybe start laying the groundwork. What things can you do that can either be a new career for you, or maybe it's just an additional source of income. So the 7 year invites us every single month to think deeply about the energies that are taking place in the world and about our own energy and how that's interacting with the world. So we also probably will have an increase in people exploring spirituality and different ways of connecting with people on a much spiritual level. So it's a great month also to think about, to study, to get enlightened in different ways and different things. And there's going to be a lot of emphasis on our long-term goals. So we'll probably hear about that in the US, about the long-term goals. And it's reinitiating talks and communications, with other countries. So that's all of the energy, the 7 and the 8 energy. And what I was going to start with, and I didn't, was about the world. So what's going on with the world? So the number 5 is restless, and it's change. And so it's so interesting, again, how you had both those aspects in the insights that you came to this morning. So it's a restlessness, it's a change, it's quick movements. I can't snap anymore. I don't know why, but so I would do it. I would be snapping. It's but and with that 5 energy, we also have to be cognizant of not rushing in to do things, because it's a very impatient number. It's, I want to get things done, and I want to get them done now. So there is going to be a lot of changes going on worldwide. But for the month of January, for the world, it's all about the number 6. And the number 6 is about love and family. And I just want to stop for a moment, because I want to remind everyone that the numbers, each number has its gift and has its challenge. So the whole purpose of numerology is knowing, excuse me, what that energy is, and you want to work with it, not against it. So the world energy for the month of January is the number 6. And again, that's about family. It's about making adjustments. So I think on the worldwide level, there's going to be a lot of pushing and pulling and adjustments being made. The underlying energy of it is a 5. So again, we might get this sense of people wanting to rush and do things quickly, get it done. And so we've got to take a step back a little bit and think about our worldwide family as a whole. What do we want to do? It invites us to make changes in our relationships, positive changes that bring in more love and more peace. And it's about home and family, and it's about taking responsibility as well, and not blaming others. It's welcoming changes, it's home and family, it's recognizing any mistakes that we made in the previous year and correcting them. And it is so much this month about promoting peace and harmony, changing our points of view. Again, improving our relationships, being tolerant and understanding. And it's going to give us the opportunity this month, I believe, to mend certain relationships. And interestingly, just as an aside, I said, let me pull a tarot card. Sometimes I work with the tarot card. And if you can see that, out of 78 cards, you can see the number 7 there, which is really interesting. And I thought, wow, out of 78 cards, I pulled the number 7 of Cups. And that is about making choices, making new choices, and making new choices based on spiritual guidance. So overall, this can be such a fabulous year for the United States and bring us to a new level of peace and understanding and love and harmony. And again, going back to the month of January, it's balancing the two, understanding the relationship between money and energy and the physical plane and the divine, and how they can coexist if we have the right attitude of understanding it's just another form of energy on the material plane. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Michele, as you were talking about the United States in particular, what I was hearing was not so much forward action as much as sitting and getting and processing and pulling it together. And the vision or the visual that I was given, when you've got a slingshot and you're pulling it back and pulling it back and pulling it back, that's what it feels like. So we're just in this place of, there's a tension there, but it's not a negative tension. But it is preparation to be catapulted forward. So my guess is that this is January and that there's going to be some forward movement, maybe February or March coming up.
Yes, because next month, one of the things that I did talk about as well is I felt for February, February is going to be a 9-month, and that brings ending. So I do believe, even though it might seem premature, but perhaps not, that we're going to get a handle on the virus, and there'll be a bigger distribution of the vaccine for those who are interested in taking it. There will be a wider distribution, and that's for February. And then in March, it will be new beginnings. So I think that's a great analogy about the tension, pulling it back before we can be catapulted forward. And interestingly enough, all of this is in preparation for next year for the United States, which is an 8-year, which is power packed. And it can be an incredibly positive, financially supportive, stepping into our power on all levels if we pay attention to the energy this year of the 7-year, which is going within, making the necessary adjustments. And how do we do that? And I sound like a broken record, but it's pretty easy. It really is. And that is letting go of judgments, not blaming, not casting this, having this belief that, or casting judgment on anybody or anything, taking responsibility for ourselves and our own actions, and realizing that for the people that you may not be in sync with, try to look past the personality of someone and understand that we all have this perfect spirit within, and make an effort, if you can, to connect with the spiritual part of a person. So how do you do that? Well, one of the things you can do, and we talked about this in the, I think the last meditation that I did, and that's by sending love to them. Just, and it doesn't mean that if you're in conflict with someone that you have to hang around with them or be with them all the time. But whenever they come to mind, send out positive waves, energy of love. And it's not only great for them, but it's great for us as well, because whatever we put out there, right, comes back. So we are in preparation for next year. And this year, again, is a time to analyze, revisit things, come up with a new game plan. And the 5-year worldwide actually gives really positive energy to that 7, because it's all about change. And that's what is needed this year in a big way. And the change worldwide is also now reflective in the United States, the 7 energy, which is about spirit and connecting with that divine. And together, and I know this kind of gets really complicated because you have the energy of the world and you have the energy of the United States. And guess what? We have our own numeric, energetic code that we're going through. So like for you, Ruth, what did we say? You're in a 9-year this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And for me, I'm in a 2-year. So all of that energy does interact. So it's like this giant grid, and you've got to connect all the dots. So individually, we're working with the energy of the year. Collectively, we're working with the energy of the world. And for the United States, we're working with this energy. But in the end, it's all about raising our consciousness, no matter what number you are manifesting, and no matter what number it is all about, bottom line is connecting to the divine. And here are the different ways we can do it. So 5 years about change, and change in our attitudes, and change how we see one another. And I think that's really important. And I didn't mean to ramble on, but I was trying to get all of that in.
No, that's great. And I'm reminded that at least here in the States, we have been steeped in a culture of shame, blame, and judgment. And by bringing in that 5 energy of change and bringing in the spiritual connection, what a beautiful time to let go of that. And as you said, to just hold other people in love. And that's our challenge. That's our invitation to each of you, to step forward from that place of love, letting go of all of that other confining energy that came with that culture. So, yay! Fireworks, all about
Yeah,
that. Cool.
fireworks, that is precisely it. And that's really the best way to put it, because you have the 5 energy, you have the 7 energy. Together, you have a 3 energy, which is all about joy and creation. So it all fits in like this nice puzzle if we do the things that the numbers invite us to do. And that is embrace change, but come from a place of connecting with your divine spirit, and understanding that we can live in much more peace and harmony as soon as we do, as you pointed out, and what I pointed out, letting go of judgment and blame. 2020 is gone. And even though we want to let go of that baggage and have a shift in our awareness, and the 7-year will absolutely invite us to do that. And again, the 5 of change is saying, yeah, let go. We have a brand new energy that we're all vibrating to, and we can raise our level of love and understanding in the world. And that is all about the fireworks behind you, because that is a wonderful way to be in this world and in this year. So I'm welcoming all those changes for sure.
Yeah, January 2021.
January 2021. Yay.
Excellent. Excellent. Michele, if people want to know more about you, more about the work that you do, or if they're interested in having their own chart prepared, how do they find you? How do they reach out to you?
They can go to Michele Landers, and as you can see my name, the way it's spelt with 1 L, michellanders.com. And I do offer a free 15-minute strategy session. And we can talk about, because I am a coach as well, a life coach, we can talk about coaching, and we could talk about your numerology chart and what does that involve, and what are the things that you might gain from understanding more about your numbers and who you are and how you are in this world and your destiny and your purpose. So thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely. So friends, thank you for joining us, and thank you for being here with us in January. And we look forward to seeing you very first day of February and March and April. We're going to be doing this all year long, getting a sneak peek of every month as it comes in. So thanks for being here. We look forward to enjoying this year with you. So y'all take care and God bless. Thank you, Michele.